Gabriel Yulaw. Are you ready? Are you?
It's phenomenal.
I was a bit in awe of him.
It's absolutely amazing.
Jet, I think, is probably the best martial artist in the world. Who could be a better villain than himself?
I think a few months ago, I received a script from Revolution. I think Jim Wang, they have a very interesting idea. Talk about a multiverse.
Every universe in it is irrational, sloppy. I just try to make it rational. I just try to make it neat.
I've always been a big fan, so I was a bit in awe of him. Sorry, Jet, no problem. I've seen all his films.
I think Jet is a very soulful performer. A lot comes through with his eyes, and that was wonderful to work with and to see.
No, working with Jet Li has been a really wonderful experience. He's an amazing person, very impressive. I mean, this is someone who, when he came to do Lethal Weapon 4, didn't speak a word of English, and now he is, the lead of the film, playing multiple characters.
As an actor, I have a lot of respect for him because he's working in a Hollywood movie in a language that's not his first language, and he's got two guys who grew up basically in America going, hey, it's funny, the joke's like this, and he's coming from a different place, and he's got to trust you that, okay, I'll do it that way, because you'll say it's funny, or he'll say no.
If I'm the 60 pounds, I do this. No, sorry. No, if I'm a 60 person, I just do this, already broken. I know, but he died.
The one thing he doesn't carry is an ego. He's as much of a deflated ego as you'd ever meet.
Throw your head back a little.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like your eyes were there. That's good. Hold that.
I thought fun is took some picture. I don't know which universe it, but we just take it, become this person, become this, change one day, become 6 jelly.
He always says that, you can kill me, but don't touch my hair. A lot of the stuff that we was doing, he'd been fighting in the factory, and, there's explosions, and he's smashing around, and the next time you see him, all his hair's perfect. Goes through the tunneler, his hair's perfect, and, he says, whatever you do, don't touch my hair.
That's the fun part. Judy, my hair stylist, works really hard. Every single movement, we need to clear my hair. Even the wormhole, have a big windy, go to the different universes. The wardrobe work and the pieces by pieces. My hair is perfect. Don't touch my hair. So I think the bad guy have to say, you can beat me up, but don't touch my hair. I will kill you.
Jim and I never thought that we'd ever work with an international star of such magnitude with such an incredible talent.
It was actually a movie that started with The Rock as the lead.
The Rock chose to do The Scorpion King, and Todd Gardner, who was a partner over at Revolution, said, I'm going to get you Jet Li, and it still fit. So from there, we kind of worked backwards.
We've gotten a car and on a trip to Las Vegas, really thought about what the area of parallel universes, one versus another.
There is not one universe. There are many. A multiverse.
Matter is never destroyed, fully destroyed. So we thought that it'd be interesting that if there were parallel me's or you's in different universes, each of our cells are linked by sort of an energy wave. When one of us dies in the other universe, the energy still exists. It just gets redistributed amongst all the surviving ones.
If I went to another universe, and which I would never do, kill the Jim in that universe, I wouldn't get any stronger. But if I went to that universe and killed myself, which I may be likely to do, I would assume that energy.
Well, once James was involved, we wanted to sort of cast against what his character would be. Jen has sort of a quiet demeanor, he's spiritual. So who are the opposites of him in terms of the agents who are going to come after him?
This is your last warning. Get your hands where I can see them.
Who the hell is this now?
Well, I met up with Jim and Glenn before Christmas last year, and I expressed my interest in the movie, and I was more excited about this than, you know, probably anything that I've done. Eventually, they put up the white flag, surrendered, and they give it a part.
The greatest thing about Jason was his enthusiasm. He's willing to try anything.
It was painful. You know, the lower back isn't what it used to be.
Jason's amazing. That's all I can say. He's done all but a few of his own stunts on this film. When we were at the factory, for instance, there was this one sequence where he had to walk on a pipe that's no more than 5 inches in diameter, and he's 15 feet off the ground with no pads, nothing.
You know, he was always saying, hey, I can do that stunt. We had to pull him back from, like, no, I can do that. And he said, no, that's why we have stunt doubles, because we don't want to get you hurt.
I have a lot of energy. He really want to fight. I really want to fight. He have very good physical ability.
Jason
Originally, when we began training him, you know, we would give him just punches, not a lot of kicks. But Jason's like, no, I want to learn, you know, Chinese kung fu. I want to learn martial arts, you know. And Koi had him do like spinning kicks and jump front kicks and all that.
Anything that sort of creates a bit of adrenaline, I subscribe to all the time.
Yeah, all right.
I'm in the best company. You know, I really am. I felt him. I felt me. It was me.
People get older, Gabe. They don't get stronger. They don't get faster all of a sudden.
Well, Carla is, you know, she's a joy. I mean, she's one of those performers who'll try anything you want to give them, and they take it and run with it.
I have new nails.
She's been terrific. She came in at the last minute. Not a big role, but it's extremely important. If you don't like her, if you don't believe in her, the whole thing falls apart.
When we first meet her, she is one of the sexiest women you ever see.
The second character I play, who's actually introduced first, is Mazzy, who is, you know, your quintessential femme fatale vixen. She's sort of a human version of Jessica Rabbit. I realized from the crew that was sort of the consensus, was Jessica Rabbit.
The great thing about Carla is she has to play 3 characters of, you know, 3 different TKs in this movie.
You know how we all have many sides. Some of our sides are just more extreme than others.
And all 3 of them, you can see the same character but with different spins on it, and I think that's really a tribute to what she can do.
The energy of life goes in a circle, in a perfect flow, balanced. That day, I first saw her in the clinic. I knew right away she was my center. She made me whole.
One of the first things Jet said to me when he and I sat down to talk was, it's really important to me that this relationship is the heart, is that there is a humanity here, because if you don't care about the characters, who cares about how amazing the action is? Gabe! Oh my God!
I'm okay.
And that was such a wonderful thing to hear going into a project like this, where you know that the action is going to be spectacular, and you know that there are going to be all these wonderful, visually, you know, arresting sequences. But it's nice to also know that there hopefully will be sort of a heart behind it.
Jet had some thematics that were important to him that he'd like to express in all the movies he did.
Things need a balance. We see a lot of action films, and they focus on the physical part more than the internal, inside, the philosophy, the power.
You really need to use martial art to help the character develop, the character grow up.
You have good Jet Li fighting bad Jet Li, so how do we distinguish the 2 different characters? So the audience can look at it and go, oh, you can identify one particular style with the good Jet Li and one particular style with the bad Jet Li. Chloe came up with a style called bakwa, which the fighter fights in a circle. It really goes well with his character because the good Jet Li, a character that tries to find his center. And then the other one is called Xin Yi. Xin Yi is a style where the fighter fights in a straight line, which goes very well with the bad Jet Li. He's the kind of guy that would not care about anything else, but just go straight forward and try to obtain what he wants. We put these 2 very opposing styles together, and it's very interesting to see how they all, come together.
You know what? I mean, not getting
He's a brilliant director. He doesn't come much sharper than Jim. You know, he gets you to do stuff, and he knows exactly what he wants.
He's got a place for every piece, and he shoots a lot of coverage and a lot of pieces.
Jim has every shot pre-planned, and I think he has an incredible sense of the film. So I found it a real challenge just to try to, you know, stay in tune to that vision. But it truly has been a wonderful experience.
It's funny because when he found out that James is Chinese, you know, he's thinking, oh great, you know, I get to work with a Chinese director in Hollywood because, you know, I don't speak any English, I'm able to communicate with him in Chinese. So it'll be great, right? So when he met James Wong, he found out that James, you know, speaks very little Chinese. She was like, huh? And then, but he's able to understand a lot.
You know, also because he co-wrote the script, he has a real sense of a very, you know, strong sense of the story. He's not someone who is directing, you know, someone else's story. So that's nice because maybe there might be something that comes up that feels more organic if I were to alter the line slightly or change the action somewhat. Directors who are very confident in their work, I find that they are the more collaborative directors generally.
Everybody know we stand in the same boat. We want to the movie is very exciting, very entertainment, very interesting. So I think he's a very nice guy to work with.
Now what I'd like to do is something that looks like you're making a movie.
Okay. Is Spider-Man, have they wrapped yet? No, you know, we've been friends for 20 years, and it's nice to be in that situation with someone who, without trying to sound goofy, over dramatic, is, you know, like another brother.
I've known Glenn since I was in high school.
Anything that's good, I do it. Anything that's bad, it's all him.
We know how each other think, and we know that the other person is always there for us. Suggestions, comments, you know, new ideas.
What did I say?
It's really like working with another director.
It's nice to be able to walk outside and go, what are we doing?
I'm absolutely amazed with what I've seen.
Shit. It'd be great if we could do it all again.
50 years ago, the sci-fi, today maybe just our life. Today we think it's just something, but maybe 50 years, another 100 years become true.
It's incredible.
Thank you.